Hello everyone. So this is a video to introduce to you what the Yuen method is, and I'm going to explain it to you the same way that Sifu Kam Yuen explains it. So we'll start by telling you what the Yuen method it is not, to make sure that there are no confusions. So the Yuen method, it is not healing, it is not curing, it is not therapy, and it is not treatment. The Yuen method is a principle, and this principle can be applied anytime, anywhere, without the necessity of physically touching the person, without the necessity of the person telling a big story. We just bring it to simplify it. One item, right? We reduce it to one item, one question. It can also be applied without the necessity of the person being in front of me in the same room, or in the same city, or in the same country, or in the same continent. It makes no difference. This can be applied directly in person or by proxy, like a computer, right? And by this, it doesn't mean that you need a surrogate. You can directly go to the person or to the situation, regardless of what that person or that situation is in front of you or not. It makes no difference in terms of the application of the method and the result of the method. Now, we already established that it is a principle, and that this principle can be applied independent of physical touch and content, independent of a long story, and independent of the person being physically in front of you or not. Now, when we look at any situation, we look for three different primary concerns. The being is three different segments. He calls it your biological computer. So like any computer, we have hardware and software. So for us, the software would be your physical body, right, which is divided into two, micro and macro. Your mind, which can be placed into three segments, conscious, subconscious, unconscious, and then the spirit. This is the software of the computer. And in this three different locations, that each location can be further looked at in other components and particles within that one segment. In those three primary, we look at 6 different kinds of energies that can have an influence of you. That being physical, mental, emotional, psychological, psyche, as in from your psyche, and spiritual. So 6 different kinds of energies. So the basis of the Yuen method is this. Whatever the situation or the problem that you're facing, we're going to take a look at where are these energies that are affecting you or impacting you negatively. Are they in your mind? Then we can be precise. Is it your own mind? Or is it your father's mind, your mother's mind, general population, or collective? And are we talking about at a conscious level, subconscious level, or unconscious level? If we're talking about the body, then micro or macro. That means structures, systems, organs, tissues, cells, molecules, atoms, quantum particles, cavities, empty space, bodily fluids. And then the other option is also spirit. So are we talking about our own spirit? Are we talking about a spirit that can be influencing you, of another person, etc.? So those are the 3 key locations. Physical could be your body, but can also be your home, your office, your physical space, your physical universe. Mind, whether yours or somebody else, conscious, subconscious, unconscious, and then spirit. Those are the three primary locations that we look at it. Where are these energies located at? And then we're going to determine what kind of energy is that. Physical, mental, emotional, psychological, psychic, and spiritual. So once we determine where is this energy, body, mind, and spirit, what kind of energy it is, physical to non-physical, then we're going to do the same thing that we would do in any computer. We're going to select that folder and all of the content of that folder, and we're going to press delete, literally. So in a nutshell, this is what the Yuen method is. It's a tool that allows us to have access to the information that can be, or that it is, either in your own or somebody else's body, mind, spirit. Determine if that energy is physical, mental, emotional, psychological, psychic, or spiritual. And then once we find that location in that folder, we select it as a unit, and then we delete it. In a nutshell, this is what the Yuen method is. It's a tool that allows us to access this information, this folder, at this particular location, highlight it, and then delete it. So that the person here and now can know and experience and feel the difference of how they were before the event and how they will be after this. He calls it the leading weaknesses. After these leading weaknesses are identified, selected, and removed. After that process is done, and this takes only literally a few seconds, then the person compares, and you can have the comparison of how you were before the situation. Once we identified where it is, what it is, and we delete it, then we compare to how do you feel now compared to before. And I repeat, that literally takes a few seconds. It doesn't take hours, it doesn't take a long time. It's very quick. The analogy would be like you selecting a WhatsApp message that you no longer need. You highlight it, you press delete, and it's like that. In a nutshell, this is what the Yuen method is. It's one of the tools, there are many in the market, but it's one of the tools that allows us to have access in a non-invasive manner. And whether that information is stored in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, and whether that information is physical or not, we find it, identify it, select it, remove it, so that you can be better. In a nutshell, this is like a crash course of what the Yuen method it is, and we already established at the beginning of the session what the Yuen method it is not, to make sure that there are no confusions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.